That was Mark Morrison, Return of the Mac. So Kamala Harris is sailing despite everybody's worries and fears and doubts. Oh, she's not, we don't know, and what's going to happen. She will be the Democratic nominee for president. She's already secured enough delegates to be the nominee, and she has done that before she even has a vice president that she's chosen yet. I have said before, I used to repeat some of the same things ad nauseum that people are right now. Oh, she locked up a lot of black men. I lived in this state my whole life. I had an occasion to talk to her on several occasions. I accused her on this radio station, on this network, on the same things that people are doing right now. And once I did my research and research isn't finding answers that edify the perspective you have. Research means generally that you want to disprove the thing you believe. That's what researchers, generally, researchers try to disprove what they already believe to be true. And it's not trying to edify your perspective and find things. Kamala Harris did not, in fact, lock up the thousands of people that I said she did. I told that lie, and I have apologized to her. Not only have I apologized, I've said to her, not only am I going to keep apologizing, because I think it did that much damage, I am going to do what I can do to make sure you become the 47th. At this time, I said to her when I apologized, I'm going to make sure you get elected. I didn't say re-elected. I said elected. And now here it is, that opportunity. To me, that is divine. That is something that's supposed to have happened. If you are the people right now who are misquoting her record, we are not the same. If you believe that her locking people up from weed is worse than a man who says he wants to give dope dealers the death penalty, we are not the same. If you want me to remember her past but not Trump's past, we're not the same. If you want to remind me of her record but don't want to talk about Project 2025, have you ever noticed the same black people that want to tell you she sold all these weed and locked all these people up tell you they don't believe that 2025 is Trump's plan for a second term? There is a reason for that. If you're telling me you're not going to vote for her because she has a white husband, then we're not the same. But if you're going to say she has a white husband, you better have a black wife when you say it. Don't tell me that somebody's Latin or Asian. I think that shouldn't be the predicate anyway. But if you are accusing her marital choices, you better make sure yours are in line with the accusations you make. We are not the same if these are, well, she ain't black enough. I tell you what, she's a black woman. She went to Oakland. She's from Oakland. She went to an HBCU. She's an AKA. She had a boyfriend named Willie. And she got a first name that's hard for everybody to pronounce. It sounds different than it's spelled. That's black enough for me. But what I do know for sure is that she can win if we decide it is so. And if that is not your goal, we are not the same. Your we and my we are not the same. Well, she, everything else. I don't care about none of that. I ain't got time to tarry. What I am trying to do is to make sure that I make good on something. I wronged this woman. I lied on her and hurt her reputation. And if you're telling me where was she at for 4 years, you idiot. She's the vice president of the United States of America. And the vice presidency is a ceremonial position. It's a ceremonial position. And your job as vice president is to do what the president says. You think that ain't true? Get a promotion at your job and start talking bad about your boss. See how that works out. You a vice anything and you think you would tell the president what to do? It was a ceremonial position. She did what she was supposed to. Being mad at a vice president would be like being mad at the backup quarterback because the quarterback threw an interception. And you know that to be true. You are saying all these things because whatever you have on your mind, whatever your mindset is, it is not the same as mine. I don't begrudge you for how you feel. But I ain't got time to play with you. My goal is to make right something I did wrong. It is to make sure I keep my word. And I am going to do all I can to make sure that she becomes a black woman, Asian woman, AIP. I know that she's going to be, I tell you what, she's black enough to be called a DEI hire by inferior white men. She's black enough for them to challenge her intellect. She's black enough for them to call her promiscuous and say she slept her way to the top. So if you think that those things matter to you, we are not the same. I'm not going to be what it is you are. And I'm not going to have time to argue with you back and forth on the internet. Because unlike you, I believe I am my sister's keeper. That's a little note from a GED section. Got the report, judge report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.